Hi everyone, welcome to the next episode of the Digital Mittelstand. My name is Can and I am the founder of 360 Digital Transformation, where we help small and medium businesses, so Mittelstand, to optimize, digitalize and automate their business-specific processes. Today, I have Philipp Päuser with me. Philipp is an HHL alumni, so we studied in the same university. He is the managing director of LCM Digital. LCM stands for Lean Construction Management, and we will talk about digitalization in construction industry. Without any further ado. Hello, Philipp. Welcome.
Good to meet you, Can. I'm really excited to be here. Thank you for the invitation.
Thank you for being here. Can you please introduce yourself?
Yes, my name is Philipp Päuser. I'm the managing director of LCM Digital. We're a software as a service company in the construction sector. So we're offering a project planning and steering tool that is available via the browser and is therefore hopefully making a huge part or a huge contribution to the digitalization of the construction sector.
Yeah, well pointed, because the construction industry is the biggest industry in the world, however, not digitalized enough. Can you please explain the digitalization level of the construction industry, especially in Germany?
Yeah, well, I think when you're in the construction sector in Germany, everybody has once seen this famous slide from McKinsey. I think it's from 2016, where the construction sector is the lowest in all industries, even behind fishing and hunting. And whoever talks about digitalization in this industry is like mentioning this. Yeah, but first of all, I would like to understand what is digitalization. I mean, having a PDF is digital, right? It's some information in digital form, but that's not digitalization. For me, digitalization is moving a business model into the digital space. And especially for construction, this means the management of the construction site and the whole construction project should be digital. And currently, this is not really happening. At the beginning, the planning of the architects and the engineers happens in CAD programs, so that's fully digital. And then what's happening is it's transferred into PDF documents. The whole information is buried in there. There is no way to get it out again in a digital form. And you see a lot of paper-based processes. So what happened in the past 15 years is the exchange from fax to email and from paper to PDF, but the way people work is still the same. And when they used to send a fax in the past, now they send an email with a PDF attached, but this is not really the digital way. So I think we have really a long way to go to digitalize the construction space. Nevertheless, we see like a growing number of tools, digital tools emerging, especially in Germany as well. We see the PropTech sector and ConTech sector startups that are looking into ways of how to digitalize the whole way construction is done. So I think we're moving into the right direction to pushing this big giant into the right direction.
Yeah. And you are definitely right. This is not only for construction industry, but yeah, it's relevant for all the industries. Sending emails instead of writing hand letters was digitalization, but 30 years ago.
Yes.
If we do the same, then, but I think it's a great point to ask, why is the level of this digitalization as it's today? Because you gave us examples, but why?
Well, I think there are a lot of reasons. So first of all, the construction industry is not really like a very innovative industry. And that's not like it's not like a bad label that I want to attach to it, but it's if you build a product that has to last 20 years, 40 years and longer, you cannot jump on every trend that is going down the street, right? You need to really be sure that what you're doing is performing well. That's one thing. The other thing is that construction is always very local. So you invite local firms to work with you wherever you have a project. So the whole market is very fragmented, and that makes it difficult to establish a standard, right? When I'm building when I have a construction site in Munich, I ask companies from around Munich to work with me, and maybe I can, convince them to use a certain digital tool. When I go to Frankfurt, then I need to do the same thing in Frankfurt with the Frankfurt companies. So that's like a tedious thing. And then, of course, on the construction side, you don't always have the internet. So that's can be difficult to make people work in a digital way because they say, we don't have internet anyways. The construction side is not really like, it's not really great to work with tech there. You have your tablet in the dust, you have gloves. How do you use your tablet there? It's much easier to write with a pen, right? And last but not least, like in every industry that is not very transparent, there are a lot of people who like that, this situation where things are not very transparent. And digitalization brings transparency into every corner of a construction project. And therefore, some people might say, I don't really want that much. But this last point was, the same in every industry. Mm-hmm. There were always people trying to, get a profit from not having transparency. And I'm really sure that the other side is stronger. Transparency will always push through. And that's why I'm very positive for the construction sector as well.
Yes, me too, actually, because the lesser the digitalization level, the more growth potential for us, for digital tools like yours and consultancy and products like ours. But in this point, you said digitalization brings transparency, and I'm sure we all know about the benefits of digitalization, but building on that point, can you give some use cases of digitalization applied to construction industry?
Yes. Well, first of all, I think that digital communication, real-time communication is something that is very important. The bigger the construction project gets, the more people are involved. There are really like lots of different parts moving around. And if you cannot have one single source of truth for all the communication that is going on, for all the information that is exchanged, then you will simply lose people and you will not have everything under control. So having a central piece of communication, a real-time communication that is really quick. One person does something on the construction site and lets everybody know so that everybody is informed. That is very important. And also that, as I said, people use the same information, the same plans. If you use a PDF plan, it's outdated by the second you send it via email to all the people around, because in the meantime, things have happened. And with digital tools, you can simply have one single source of truth that is available via the internet for everybody, that is synchronized in real time with everything that is happening. And therefore, you don't have this chaos that people don't know what they're doing. They're working with the old plan and installing the electro socket, on the wrong side of the wall or whatever things happening there.
Yeah, that's fair enough. And you said something I think very important, because then if you use a digital tool with the planning, then it's a live document or a live plan. So that, I am also coming from construction industry, and every single person who comes from the industry knows the importance of the latest plans. Otherwise,
absolutely,
you are in big trouble, and you can make other people in trouble as well, because their works are delayed. So because also the nature of the construction industry is so dependent. For example, if there is no ceiling, the electricians cannot install the
absolutely
lighting fixtures, for example. So if you make a mistake on the ceiling, then you delay like the domino stones. So that also actually enhances the importance of the live documentation or a live documentation. So a living documentation, but that was what I mean.
Yeah, if I may, there are two more things, and one is something that you just sort of mentioned. It's not only communication; it's the real-time flow of information that allows really the construction site to work not like a factory plant, but in a way like this that you can organize just-in-time delivery because there's so much logistics going on a construction project, right? So you don't want to have those 40 packs of cement sitting in the corner when somebody else needs to install something directly in this corner, right? There's so many things that need to be aligned, and this can easily be done via flow of information and real-time synchronization.
Exactly. And one more thing coming into my mind just on the go is like, we talked about dependency and you gave the factory example. But if you think about a factory, all the employees are working in the same company, right?
Exactly.
Of course, there could be some competition between the departments, but they are in the same company. However, in the construction,
exactly right.
It's so rare that there is one general contractor, but there will be subcontractors for different companies, which means different
everything.
conflict of interest can profit. So everything is by nature way more difficult because there are different companies, different interests there, and as you said, you can just put something to somewhere without thinking, but this somewhere could be somebody's working space in the early morning. And so as you said, so that's just came into my mind, and I want to give that example as well.
Yeah. I think this is like really the most important use case that would actually help the productivity in construction to increase. I mean, it's kind of puzzling that all the other industries have gained productivity over the last 10 years. The only industry where productivity actually decayed is construction. And it's because exactly of what you described. You need to manage so many different organizations that you really need to have a great flow of information.
Yes, but you said the productivity in construction decreased, but what we are talking today is digitalization and how digital transformation can help construction companies. And as we both know, majority of the construction companies are Mittelstand companies in Germany, right?
Mm-hmm.
So then in this moment, I would like to ask about how your tool can help construction companies to be more productive.
Yeah, well, what we do is we take the plan, which is usually on your desktop on premise, and we make it available via the internet browser. And we enable people to work simultaneously with the same plan. Just like opening up Google Sheets and working in the same document, you can work in the same plan from different locations. So if you're not able to, I don't know, fly over to the UK and visit the construction site that you're having there, you can log on into your computer and have a video session with the other people over there, and then work together in the plan. That's the one part of planning. But unlike other planning tools that are there in the market, what we also do is we connect this plan to reality by having a real-time synchronization with all the different tasks that are worked on. So when I'm an electrician and I'm working in a project, I log on to LCM Digital and I see exactly all the tasks that I have to do, not only today, but in the upcoming weeks. And whenever I start something, I can, I just push task started. And then you have real-time synchronization into the plan, and whoever is working with it can look at it and knows that I, Philip, am working on this task right now. And this enables really everybody to see what is going on in the construction site. And yeah, the future will be to integrate this tool via an API into all different sorts of digital tools, so that this information that we create is shared with all the other disciplines that are also working on this project. Because in the past, you had a lot of different software tools, but they were all closed shops, right? If you don't have the license to use a certain data, then you cannot access it. And I believe, or we believe, that information is only valuable if it can flow between the different users, and also flow between the different tools. I think this is really, really important for the future.
Yeah, so as far as I understand, you don't only create alive plans to collaborate, but also you combine with the construction plan, therefore create tasks and subtasks, so people can check into the plan with these tasks, so that an external, or if I want to work in room A tomorrow, I can have a look and who is going to work there. If no one is working there, for example, I can work there. Then I check in tomorrow. So do I understand you correctly?
Absolutely. So the letters LCM are for Lean Construction Management. It's a construction methodology that our mother company, Dres and Sommer, is using for over 15 years now, but they used it in an analog way. And it means basically implying the lean principles that come from, for example, lean production initiated by Toyota, to bring those lean principles into the construction space. And what we foster is that people align as much as possible. So with our software, you could have like a weekly stand-up meeting, and everybody discusses where the construction project is, because they have like a precise status of where the construction is. And you can even do this on a daily basis. So you can say everybody meets in the morning, has a look at all the tasks that need to be done, and then you can discuss, okay, hey, I need to install this electro socket on this wall. You need to get rid of those 40 bags of cement there, because otherwise I cannot work. And this means you can see the problems in advance, you can discuss them, and then everybody can work at the same pace. You create a flow. You don't have those hiccups and catastrophes that are quite usual in the construction space, because every day something goes wrong and nobody knows what's happening.
Yeah, and I think there is a very important point that you mentioned. Every day something goes wrong, and then you have to fix it. So instead of doing something wrong and fixing it, avoiding it is way more effective, at which
absolutely
in turn increases the productivity. So yeah, it's a no-brainer. But yeah, in the construction industry, that's also one problem, not foreseeing the problems. Therefore, like, let's say in production, you can with data foresee that if you are lacking a spare part, then in 3 weeks your production line A will have this amount of reduction. But in construction, the data and the information flow is not connected, so we cannot even foresee what this mistake of, let's say, leaving stuff in somewhere might affect at the end. But if you plan ahead and almost like a daily scrum meeting, if you run what we have done today, what we will do tomorrow, who needs what, then for the next week, so weekly reviews, and then like a sprint review even. So your tool maybe enables an agile methodology in construction, which is in German is genau umgekehrt, so vice versa of the Gantt methodology in the construction. You finish this, then I start this. However, of course, we know that, as I gave the example, unless the walls are there, you cannot install the sockets, but you still have a lot of optimization potential by communicating and As far as I understand, your tool, so LCM, provides that.
Absolutely. Over the history of LCM, we've seen gains in productivity of up to 20%. And I mean, this is only just the start, right? If you have a digital tool that tracks how you handle stuff, you will learn over time, because the tool can tell you over time, okay, the last time you did this, it took you 3 weeks. Now plan with 3 weeks, because that's like the average of time that you needed for this task. And it makes your planning more precise. It gives you more room to really to learn and to have this continuous improvement in your processes.
And also have historical data. Then maybe in the future you can imply machine learning and learn the trends. Then the software can even give more so predictive results, like, hey, you need 4 people here, you cannot finish this with 3 people. Then you have to hire. Or hey, this material will not be enough, 40 packages of cement for this weather forecast is so warm that you will need more, for example. But if you have the data, you can make use of it. And this is the
absolutely
best part of technology, at least for me.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. There is so much data that you can learn from, but you need to collect it in a way, and that is what you need to do with digital tools.
Yeah, but I think it's a good point to ask, what do you see the digitalization industry trends for construction in the next couple of years?
Yeah, there are a few things. So one thing I mentioned already, integrate tools with each other. So make the data flow from, for example, an accounting tool to our planning tool and back, right? When I'm, a lot of people in the construction side, they are paid once they have done their tasks. So today, nobody really knows, is this task done or not? When you can really track that, and with our tool, you have the app, you take a picture, you say it's done, you send it, somebody approves the task. If you then have the connection to the accounting tool, you can automate the process of really paying the subcontractor right away once the things are done. So that is really important to get the information flowing. And one point that we see emerging right now is BIM. So BIM is sort of a 3D model of the construction site, a digital twin of the object, and it's really helpful to also see problems in advance. It's a methodology that has been pushed for years, but it never really got started. And now you see that in Germany, more and more companies are implementing BIM models, and they want to make this BIM model as really this one single source of truth of all the information. I think this is really getting bigger and bigger, and you will have a lot of connections towards this BIM model. They want to, all the information needs to be there somewhere. And then the next part is IoT, so Internet of Things. Managing the machines that you have on the construction site, get data from those machines, know where those machines are. This is really getting bigger and bigger. And then finally, as I said, the flow of information means you can do just-in-time delivery. You can do modular construction, because now okay, I've built the first floor, I've built the second floor. What I need for the fourth floor needs to be produced right now off-site, because I know that next week I can bring it to the site and then it will be implemented there. So you will really have like a reach out from the construction site to companies that are not actually working on the construction site, but they are informed what is going on, and therefore they can contribute even though they're not there.
So the suppliers, the logistic part, as you said, the material suppliers, the maintenance guys, because if there is a big machinery park, in the construction area, then all these machines should be maintained, and you can even prevent failures of these machines so that your work doesn't stop, because by IoT, by sensors, you or your data says that, hey, this machine has a problem, even before you sense it. So it's a great example. And one thing also coming into my mind is, with the digital twin, you can forecast the maintenance costs, you can forecast the running costs. So if you want to finance, so all your financial calculations are there. So there is not hand calculation anymore, because you have the digital twin. You will know more or less in 3 years how much heating cost you will pay, how much water consumption there will be, or maintenance costs, for example. So for a financial point of view, if you are looking for investors, or if you build houses and want to sell them, you give an exact number to the end user or investor or the buyer, so that they could use that. So great example.
Yeah, it's, again, as you said, it's about predicting obstacles and having, and getting rid of those obstacles before they actually occur. And then you will be able, you can plan with the building information modeling construct, or the 3D model. You can actually forecast, how much heating do I save by turning the whole construction around a little bit, so that it's, more in the southwest direction and it gets more sun. You can predict those things, and you can predict how much using a threefold window helps you save energy, and how much it costs. And then you can actually calculate, okay, I'm fine with the twofold because I don't look that much into the heating costs. Other people will do. So you can weigh things off, and exactly where to go with your project.
Yeah, make more data-driven decisions in this case. Philipp, before we close, what would be then your top suggestion for Mittelstand construction companies in this case to apply right away?
Yeah, I think the starting point should be the workflows and the communication. So have one single source of truth with regards to communication and information. Use a platform, not necessarily ours, use any platform that helps you to communicate directly with all the stakeholders and give them all the information effortlessly, so that everybody knows where I can find the information that I need and access it. The second part is eliminate any paper-based workflows. It's really, this time is over. You can put every workflow into a digital form. You don't need paper anymore. That makes things faster, and your people more efficient, and they take care of the things that are really important, and not filling out forms or PDFs or whatever.
Yes, that's for sure. That for sure. How people can find you, Philipp?
Yeah, you can go to lcmdigital.com, and you find me on LinkedIn as Philipp Päuser. I'm not that active on any other social media platform, so so that's probably a downer. On the other hand, my last name is really rare, so if you look for Philipp Päuser, you should be able to find me.
All right, I will still put the link in the description so that people can find you easily. But thank you, Philipp.
Great.
Thank you for the insights, so valuable, especially when I'm talking to people from construction. I'm more excited because I am coming from construction as well. So that again, thank you, and thank you for being here.
It's my pleasure, and thank you again. It was really a great time. I enjoyed it. Thank you.
Thank you. I release one episode every Tuesday at 7:45 a.m. and also other videos for digital transformation. If you like the content, please subscribe, and you can reach me out anytime by my email. Here it is. And thank you for visiting my channel.